Hi everyone, I'm Coach Pritchard, Athletic Director here at Stratford Schools, and I'd like to welcome everyone to the All Sports Banquet. We're kind of in an unprecedented time in which no one else is here except us and a few coaches that are doing these recordings due to the coronavirus, so we can't gather up, but we're going to get through this, and we're proud of our sports teams this year. We're proud of our coaches, proud of our schools, and so we want to share some information with everyone. I want to thank the Stratford administration and the school board for the support and the time that they give all of our programs. We have a very, very good administration, and we want to thank them. I want to also thank Tammy Anderson and the Booster Club for supporting all of our programs with meals before the games, after the games, road trips, and things like that. I know for softball, for us, and it could have had something to do with her having two daughters on the team, I'm not sure, but she did provide food for all away games and usually made all the trips with us as well. So I'd also like to thank Tammy Wall for running my concession stand this last fall. Makes it very convenient and easy for me to not worry about who's in there, and so we definitely enjoy her help. I want to thank my assistant coaches, Shannon Tice and Sam Caton. Put in a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort throughout the year. It's usually hot in August or even in July when we start, so put in a lot of hours with me and the girls and working on the field, and so hopefully you see success from that. I know I do because I have good assistants. Most of all, I'd like to thank our spouses for supporting us and what we do and what we love. At this time, I'd like to introduce my team. My fast pitch softball team for Stratford High School this year was freshman Abby Clark, senior Lainey Anderson, junior Abby Phelps, junior Paige Chamberlain, sophomore Olivia Inman, freshman London Anderson, sophomore Presley Pullen, junior Jimmy Joe Lemmings, sophomore Brenda Norton, freshman Liberty Sparkplug Fires, you know what I mean, junior Danielle Ingram, and freshman Hollywood. I would say on an average, we didn't have a lot of returning starters this year. Graduated some seniors last year that were very important to our program, but the one senior I did have this year, Lainey Anderson, she was a true leader in all fashions, and so I want to thank her for her efforts in that. So as we went on through the season, we worked very hard in practice, very energetic at practice. We usually practice about 2 weeks before we start playing games. District play for us this year included a 12-hour trip to Frederick. That's a special place. If you've never been there, you need to try to go or not. But we left at noon, played 2 varsity softball games, and got back at midnight. So it was a very, very interesting day. So once we recovered from jet lag, I think we won the second game. First game wasn't as well. I think our legs were still a little wobbly. Our overall record was 11 wins and 19 losses. And being in district play, if you're not in the top 4 in your district, you do not continue into regionals. So we were not in the top 4 this year, but looking forward to maybe doing that in the future. Our tournaments we played in this year, we placed in the Stratford tournament. We placed 3rd place there. The Asher tournament, we won our first game, and then it was rained out after that. So I felt like we should have been on the winner's bracket and probably received a trophy there as well. RWB conference, in which we hosted this year, we were runner-up to a very good Van Oss team. Several honors for my players this year. We are members of the Red, White, Blue Conference, and so we have an all-conference team, and the selections from Stratford this year were Abby Clark, Abby Phelps, Jimmy Joe Lemmings, and Lainey Anderson, and Lainey was also the Defensive Player of the Year for our conference. There's about a 10-team conference. We also have an all-conference game at the end of the season. Lainey Anderson was also named to the All-Region team, as well as being selected as a fast pitch All-State player this year in 2019. So she will be participating in fast pitch All-State game on June 6th at Oklahoma Christian University. And so we'd like your support and for her and for Stratford schools, and I'm sure we'll be very well represented with that. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for their support this year, and God bless you.
Audio Jungle. It's great to talk to everybody today. We're glad that you're with us. We hope everyone's doing well and staying safe. I hope you've been able to use this time, especially you students and athletes, to kind of refocus your goals and your priorities and get ready to go. Also, hope you've been able to use this time to enjoy your family and just enjoy life. It's kind of unprecedented times where we've been given extra time, so hopefully we're taking advantage of that. This is not the way we would want to do this ceremony, but it's kind of what we have right now, and we didn't want to miss an opportunity to recognize all of our student athletes and give them the proper recognition that they deserve. With that, I'll go ahead and kind of get started. Our 2019 season was full of some great ups and some downs, which is what I guess you would expect from a 5-5 season. But this group they faced a lot of big obstacles, and they've always overcome and adapted to whatever situation hits them because they're a very competitive group. So very proud of them for that. Kind of want to start by just reading each name on our roster along with the other coaches and the managers. We had number 1, Jaden Alberson. Number 2, Kaiser McNew. Number 4, Hunter Morton. Number 5, Gus Smith. Number 6, John Mann. Number 7, Nolan Hall. Number 9, Lakin Dempsey. Number 10, Jacob Holland. Number 11, Tucker Maxwell. Number 15, Peyton Wood. Number 21, Jace Folks. Number 23, Bryson Markovich. Number 24, Dylan Carter. Number 25, Dayton Goodrich. Number 31, Kepi Garner. Number 33, Russell Caton. Number 50, Edward Aguanaga. Number 51, Aaron Carter. Number 52, Jacob Hickman. Number 54, Ty Martin. Number 55, Britt Bradstreet. Number 56, Trevin Willingham. Number 60, Tate Schwetfigger. Number 61, Dalton Hurley. Number 62, Blake English. 64, Josiah Stevens. 75, Jeremy Miller. 77, Jacob Fires. 84, Caleb Holman. And number 88, Logan Warren. The other coaches were James Martin, Kyle Wood, Tyler Lasher, Ray Ardrey, and Robert Alberson. And then a group of managers that are second to none: Riley Hurley, Angel Wood, Brooklyn Golden, Miranda Youngwolf, and Holly Wood. And then in football, really football and basketball, any more film is so important. In football, it's how every football team trades the 2 games before, so you need to always have a good film to trade. And then back when we do awards at the end of the year, we need good film. And we had one of the best. Our filmer was Laney Anderson. So thank all of you, and wanted to recognize those football players. Okay, I want to honor and recognize all of our seniors, and I'm going to do that with our District 2A7 awards that were given. These are voted on by all the other coaches in the district. Honorable mention, 2A7 defensive lineman was Dylan Carter. Dylan will always seem to make some disruptive plays. There might be times when he gets blocked, but there's also several times where he'll get through into the backfield and just disrupt things. Didn't always make the tackle, but he would disrupt things and get into the backfield. One play I can remember in particular from the season from Dylan was he blocked a punt in the Allen game that was returned for a touchdown, I believe, by Lakin Dempsey. So Dylan was kind of a disruptor, and he had 39 tackles for us this year. Next one I want to honor is an honorable mention, District 2A7 offensive lineman, Trevin Willingham. Trevin, he was an offensive lineman starter for us for 3 years, and Trevin's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's undersized for his position, but what Trevin lacked in size up front, he made up for with heart and with determination. And as I said, was a 3-year starter and just did a great job for us. Very proud of him. And then on the other side of the ball, Trevin had 37 tackles for us this season. Selected as District 2A7 All-District Linebacker was Russell Cape. Russell was one of our great leaders on defense, not just this year, but the last year or two, before this year. He's a leader for us. He gives great effort. Russell had 80 tackles for us this year, 168 in his career. And he kind of showed what he's all about and how he's a team first guy. When we played Star Spencer, we were kind of shorthanded that game, and it was nothing to Russell. We moved him from his normal spot in the backfield up front as an offensive lineman. I believe he played tackle that night, and did a great job to pave the way for a victory over a really talented Star Spencer team, probably our best win of the year that night. So Russell, he's a team guy, and very proud of his effort. As I said, he was on the offensive side of the ball. He played in the backfield, and he had 215 yards rushing this year on that side of the ball. District 2A7 Outside Linebacker of the Year was Lakin Dempsey. Lakin had 108 tackles. He had 259 for his career. Lakin's another player who's kind of undersized for where he played, but he made up for that from just knowing where to be and just kind of instinct. He could beat blocks. Maybe not a traditional way sometimes, but just he would get around, get to where he needed to be when he needed to be there. And then on offense, he played in the backfield as well. He had 647 yards rushing, 1,285 yards in his career with 12 touchdowns. He also had 152 yards receiving this year with 339 yards for his career. Lakin received a very high honor at the end of the season. He was selected as Class 2A West All-Star by Class linebacker, it's a very high honor. It's like a Class 2A All-State. So very proud of Lakin for that. Selected as the District 2A7 Inside Linebacker of the Year was Britt Bradstreet. Britt had 94 tackles, 219 for his career with 5 sacks. Britt was another great leader for our team. He was sound. He would usually be in the gaps that he's supposed to be in. And Britt's a big hitter. I mean, when you got hit by Britt, you knew you got hit by Britt. So we're very proud of him. He's also a longtime starter on our offensive line, where he could play really any position. Play right guard most of the time, but could play tackle, could even play center if need be. So he was a very good lineman for us for a long time. Britt also received the high honor of Class 2A All-Star by Class on the West team as an offensive lineman, which says a lot about Britt's versatility. He was selected by the 2A7 coaches as the Inside Linebacker of the Year, and then the committee for 2A All-Star by Class as an offensive lineman. So he's been very productive on both sides of the ball for us. And then lastly, selected as the District 2A7 Running Back of the Year was Gus Smith. And like the others I've mentioned, Gus he's been a leader for us his whole career. He's kind of been a workhorse for 3 years for us. Again, works extremely hard off season, looking to do more than what we've even got for him to do. And he's also very talented. He this year had 746 yards and 11 touchdowns. But he had 2,572 career rushing yards with 27 touchdowns. And he also had 526 career receiving yards. So for his career, he had over 3,000 total yards of production for us. Also on the defensive side of the ball, Gus had 283 career tackles with 4 interceptions. And for the last 3 years, he's also punted for us. And over those 3 years, had an average of 32 yards a punt. Gus has received the highest individual honor that a high school football player, at least in our state, can receive. And that is he was selected to the West team, the West All-State football team. It's very difficult to make. The All-State team is comprised of players from C to 6A, so there's not many that make it. So it's a huge honor. There is an All-State game that he will get to play in. It's July 31st, and it will be held in Tulsa. Hopefully that will be able to be played. As of right now, I believe that's on, and I haven't heard any different, so hopefully that will remain to be played. I guess we will see. But a huge honor. So, all of those guys I want to recognize, and just some great achievements in a group that will be missed. Just a few statistical leaders for our team this year. The leading rusher was Gus with the 746 yards. Leading us in passing was Peyton Wood with 513 yards. Leading us in receiving was Bryson Markovich with 225 yards. And leading us in tackles for this season was Lakin Dempsey with 108 tackles. I would just like to give a few thank yous. Number one, to the coaches that I already mentioned. James Martin, he takes care of offensive and defensive line, but he was also called our defense this year and did a great job with it. Robert Alberson, Kyle Wood, Tyler Lasher, Ray Ardrey, all these guys, great guys, great to work with, and they know football, so I'm proud of these guys. Already mentioned our managers were wonderful. Coach Savage, Paul Savage, stepped down this year from calling defense, but he was still a great help, took care of our defensive stats most nights, and was always there for input when needed. So I want to thank him. I always make sure I thank Sean Bradstreet. He does a great job with our offensive stats, which is important to get our guys recognized so I can get things into the newspapers and then have them at the end of the year. And I never have to worry about are they accurate or not. He just does a great job with them. And Brett Carter also helped him with that. And for how many every years, I've always thanked Charlie Burnett for all he does. And even though he kind of retired from keeping the chains, he's kept doing it. And even if he don't do it that night, he makes sure that it's taken care of. So really want to thank Charlie for that. Gary Bryant taking care of the game clock for us. That's an important position. Matter of fact, the referees always want to talk to the clock operator before the game because they're an important part of keeping the game going in the proper format and proper time. Tim Blackburn for the play clock. It kind of changed this year and went to 2 different times, 25 or 40 seconds, and he did a great job with that. Ron Smith, as always, announcing for us. Makes the experience that much better with somebody knows what they're doing, does a great job announcing. And Sam Caton, Coach Caton, filled in a few times and did a great job as well. I want to thank the Booster Club for all they do, for running the concession at the south end of the field and just helping us with any needs we have. And when they do the pie auction, Rick Griffin always helps auction those off. I want to thank him for that. And really important, I want to thank all the parents. We do a meal every Thursday evening, and I want to thank you for all that you do and put into that. It's no easy undertaking, and I want to thank the ones that host, the ones that help host, the ones that donate items and bring items to us. And then there's others that maybe donate money or just donate other items to the program, and we thank all of you for that. And we always want to thank our wives. Behind the scenes, they do a ton of things just to kind of help keep us going, to help keep the team going. It helps recognize your student athletes. So I want to thank them. And lastly, just want to reiterate that we're going to miss our seniors. This group has made a huge impression on the groups to come behind them. They were a big part of the groups that went before them. They're going to be missed. As you saw in some of these stats, the production that this group has had has been a lot. There's some of our younger guys are going to have to step up that hadn't made a lot of tackles in the past, that hadn't carried for a lot of yards, but I know we will. One thing we always say to our seniors is we want you to always come back and be a part in any shape or form that you can and as much as you want to, because once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog. So we really thank you guys. The rest of you guys, let's get to work. Let's surprise some people this year. And time is now, so it starts now. Thank you.
Hey guys, my name is Brittany Bales. I am the high school cheer coach. This year I want to recognize my seniors. Savannah Morton, she was also my captain this year. Our juniors were Harley Jo McKinney, Paige Chamberlain, and Amanda Castino. My sophomores were Chloe Wright, which was also my co-captain, and Carly Sweatfigger and Aubrey Blackburn, Riley Bollock, and Brenda Norton. We had 2 freshmen this year, and they are Hallie Pullen and Caitlin Dobbs. Our cheerleaders did a great job this year, I think, supporting our Bulldogs in every sport that we cheer for, basketball and football, and I think that they did a great job. This year we went to Jeff and Craig cheer camp in July last year, and they had an amazing time. They won a lot of awards there, made great memories, and something they'll never forget. We also attended the Thunder Girls Clinic in October. We learned a really awesome dance. They came back and performed it for our crowd, and of course they did great, and our crowd loved it. We also did our little mini cheer clinic for ages 3 through 5th grade. The little girls love that. Every year they do better and better, and it just seems like it gets bigger and bigger every year. This year it poured down raining during the performance at halftime for our football game, and it was crazy rain, but those little girls just came out and they did a great job. We also ended up performing it again at a basketball game, and a lot of them came back out and performed it again. So overall, I think we had a really good year. I want to thank all of my parents that helped me this year get the girls from and to basketball games, and just any kind of thing that we did. Tammy McKinney always helped me drive. Kelly Pullen helped me drive. It was always just a great, I always have great parents, so I appreciate that. I've been blessed to be the girls coach for the last 4 years, and anyway, that's all. Thank you.
Good evening. I'd like to say that we're thankful for everybody here today, and one of the best meals that I think I've ever eaten, the ribeye steak and baked potato, was awesome. Wished everybody was here with us today, but it's kind of strange doing this here by myself. But everybody there in the background, good to see you guys. Appreciate all the support and everything that's been done all year long for all of us. Number one, I want to thank God for everything. His blessings and guidance is the reason for everything that is good. And praise God for everything and our abilities that we have that He gives to us. I want to thank my family, my wife Julie, always supportive of me and the hours involved with coaching. Our great assistant coaches that we've had. Coach Wood with the coaching and development of our 5th grade. Coach Pritchard with coaching and development of our 6th and 8th graders. Coach Caton with coaching and development of our 7th, 9th, and high school assistant. These guys are instrumental to the success of our program. I appreciate all the hours and hard work that you guys do to make us successful. For our entire coaching staff and our great administration and our teachers and support personnel. Without the support of each and every one, we would not and could not be successful. That's very much appreciated for all the support that everyone has given us through the year. I want to thank Charlie Burnett for keeping our books, and Ron Smith for announcing all of our home games. Very much appreciated. All the driving that Charlie does to make sure that our books are taken care of on home and away. Very much appreciated. Our booster club and Tammy Anderson for the countless hours of making sure our teams are fed at home and away, and so many other things that she does for us is very much appreciated. To everyone that brings food for our home game hospitality rooms, it's very much appreciated. Thank Tammy Wall for the extra things that she does daily. She did a lot of painting in the gym to make it look as good as possible for the season. It's very much appreciated. Thank Todd for making sure we always had transportation for our kids. A lot of times that would be on short notice. Very much appreciate him. To the parents, grandparents, guardians, for supporting your kids in our program. We cannot be successful without you, and very much appreciated for the support that you've shown us. To our team, it's been an unbelievable blessing for me to be able to coach you. Your commitment for the success of our program has been outstanding. It has been so much fun when you have a group that is ready and eager to get better every day. And this group, they were ready to practice every day. That's why I think they had the success that they had, because they were willing to put in the time and the effort that it takes in order to be successful. They were focused and driven to be the best they could be. Even though we fell a little short of our goal, we were extremely successful this year. The best year that we've had since 1988. At this time, I want to introduce our team to you. Sophomore, number 00, Bryn Savage. Freshman, number 10, Abby Clark. A junior, number 12, Jimmy Joe Lemmings.
It's aggressive. I got my finger on the pulse, never straight into a hole, and I get it. And I'm a savage. It's automatic. I got a way of making noise, the power to destroy, no static. 'Cause victory is all you need. So
A senior, number 15, Miranda Youngwolf.
I'm gonna make it rain, so ring the bell. I know it all too well. Switchblade on the edge of your wrist. Can I get a witness? 'Cause agony brings no reward for one more hit and one last score. Don't be a casualty. Cut the cord. Cut the cord.
Freshman, number 20, Courtney Willingham.
If it was easier to shatter everything you ever mattered, but it's not because it's your obsession. Be a fighter.
Senior, number 21, Lainey Anderson.
Complicated in its name, but we both know what it means, and it's time to get real and inspired. 'Cause victory is all you need, so cultivate and plant the seed. Hold your breath and count to 10. Just count to 10. Just count. I'm gonna make it rain, so ring the bell. I know it all too well. Switchblade on the edge of your wrist. Can I get a witness? 'Cause agony brings
A junior, number 23, Abby Phelps.
be a casualty. Cut the cord. Cut it. Cut it. Victory is all you need.
A senior, number 24, Angel Wood.
Count to 10, just count to 10. I'm gonna make it rain, so ring the bell. I know it all too well. Switchblade on the edge of your wrist. Can I get a witness? 'Cause agony brings no reward for one more hit and one last score. Don't be a casualty. Cut the cord. Don't be a casualty. Cut the
A freshman, number 25, London Anderson.
Cut the cord.
A freshman,
number 31, Morgan Boyles. A sophomore, number 33, Jaden Gedman.
Audio Jungle. Audio
A junior, number 34, Rayvette Tom. And a freshman, number 55, Hollywood. Also, I want to introduce our managers. Without our managers, could not get the things done that we do. I appreciate them very, very much and their hard work that they've done for us throughout the whole year. That's Morgan Barnum, Gracie Will, Tanley Dempsey, Jaylee Corzan, and Casey White. Thank you guys very much. And also assistant coach Sam Caton. Our record this year, last year we talked about our record and successes that we've had. Girls won 19 games. The girls last year were 19-0 and the coaches were 0-6. And I told you last year that the coaches would try to improve on that. And we improved on it a little bit. The girls went 24-0 this year and the coaches went 0-4. So girls improved on their record and the coaches improved on their losses. So very, very good, successful season. But anytime a team wins 20 games in basketball, you're in rare air. Okay, it's not very often you have a 20-win season for about 99% of the schools in Oklahoma. Our team stats this year, we averaged 50.1 points per game, and our opponents averaged 28.7 points per game. So the difference about 21.4 points per game. Our team three-point percentage was 32.2%. Our field goal percentage was 49.7%. And our free throw percentage was 63.1%. All of these were better than last year's. Was this related to our new dish machine and our extra goal that our amazing superintendent helped us to get? Plus, our girls putting in the time. The proof is in the pudding, so to speak, and I think that's the case. When you have those things and you put the time into them, then you're going to improve, and that certainly is what happened this year. We averaged 30.2 rebounds per game to our opponent's 18.6 rebounds per game. We were ranked number 19 on the first rankings of the year, which last year I think we were ranked 78th on our first ranking. But this year we moved up all the way to number 10 by the end of the year. That's where we finished up, as number 10. We were Pontotoc Conference Tournament runner-up and Pontotoc Conference Tournament runner-up. I'm not sure I said that right. Pontotoc Conference Tournament runner-up and Pontotoc Conference runner-up, both. Big 8 Conference, we were tournament champions, and we were the Big 8 Conference undefeated champions. We beat the number 2 ranked team in Class A, Calumet, in the Alex Tournament Finals for the championship of that tournament. We won the OSSAA Academic Distinguished Plaque with a team GPA of 3.755. So you can always look at your team GPA and you translate that to the success that they have on the floor or on the fields, whatever it may be. If they're show that work ethic in the classroom, they're generally going to be successful in whatever sport that they play. And that was indicative of this team. They were district champions. They were regional runner-up and area semifinalist. Also want to give a shout out to our freshman team, which all of our freshmen also play in the high school. But our freshman team had a great year as well. They went 10-0, did not lose a game, undefeated. Big 8 conference and Big 8 conference tournament champions. Congratulations to you guys. Some individual statistics and accomplishments. Miranda Youngwolf, she was 16th overall in 2A in steals with 56. Jimmy Joe Lemmings was in the top 10 in Class 2A, 3-point percentage at 33.3%. Abby Phelps was Big 8 and Pontotoc Conference honorable mention, and she was top 5 in Class 2A in 3-point percentage with 36.4. Angel Wood, she was Big 8 all conference and Pontotoc Conference honorable mention. Angel was 8th in Class 2A in 3-point percentage with 34.4%. Finished with 46 steals and 10th overall with 70 assists. Jaden Getman. Jaden was Big 8 Conference Most Valuable Player. She was Pontotoc All Conference. She was the Alex Tournament Most Valuable Player. She was the Daily Oklahoman Class 2A All-State, which this is an incredible honor. Only 5 players in Class 2A are selected on this team, and Jaden was one of those 5. She was also top 5 in Class 2A in scoring with a 17.4 average and 2nd in field goal percentage at 52.1%. She was 6th in free throw percentage with a 79% free throw percent average and 12th in 2A steals with 59. Lainey Anderson was Big 8 All Conference, was Pontotoc All Conference, was Alex All Tournament Team, and West All District Team. Lainey was also selected as a Class 2A West All-Star by class. There were only 11 seniors selected to this team. Congratulations to Lainey for that. Also, she was 3rd overall in 2A assist with 109, which is incredible stat right there, and she finished with 48 steals. To the seniors, they have left a legacy for our program. Miranda is probably one of the most improved players that I've coached. Coming into this year from last year, the only reason that Miranda was able to play this year is because she wanted it. And she put in the effort and the time, and she was a defensive standout, incredible, quick, great hands, and caused havoc on the other teams. Angel Wood, She was a defensive terror that caused our opponents so many problems. She was at the top of our defense and just created a lot of problems for the other teams, and also was a very good three-point shooter. And Laney, very unselfish player, as the 109 assist will show. She would rather pass it than shoot it. Got the ball to the open player, broke the pressure, allowed us to break all the presses that we saw. Did a great job of that. We went from averaging about 20 turnovers last year down to about 14 a game this year, which was a very big improvement. Our fundamentals have gotten a lot better over the last couple of years, and it's the hard work and the leadership of these seniors, and appreciate them very much. I'm going to miss them. They've left a great legacy for the younger kids to try to match. And in closing, just remember Philippians 4:6-7. The Apostle Paul said, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication or request, with thanksgiving, let your request be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Jesus Christ." So, in these days where things are a little bit crazy, just remember to let our requests and not be anxious, and to keep God in our hearts, and we'll have that peace through Jesus Christ. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining our virtual athletic banquet this year. I know it's been a crazy year, ending of the year, that's for sure. I want to start off by saying how proud I am of the guys this year. Every game we played, they gave it everything they had. Did we always play well? No, but we never left the game thinking they didn't give it everything that they had. This is a great group of kids to be around and be able to coach. They represented Stratford well. We will start off by introducing our freshman class. This is a group we're really excited about. As a whole, they have great work ethic, usually the first ones to the gym. As a freshman, you've got to earn your jersey to get on the team, and all these guys did that. Our freshmen were Jace Folks, Nolan Hall, Tucker Maxwell, Axel McKinney, Hunter Morton, and Cole Ward. Next will be our junior class. Junior class, a very talented group. All four juniors are very capable scorers. Our top three scorers were juniors this season. They'll step up and be great leaders for us next season. Juniors were Bryson Markovich, Caleb Miller, Jordan Smith, and Peyton Wood. Now our senior class. The senior group was the core of our team, a very physical, tough group. A lot of guys that could do different things for us. Seniors included Dylan Carter. Dylan was a good all-around player, a guy that always brought a positive attitude to practice no matter the situation. He can continue to improve all season long. Russell Caton. He was our bruisers, definitely not afraid to foul. At times we were wondering if he was trying to lead the state in fouls, but he was a good tone setter for us. Of our 27 charges taken on the season, he was responsible for 21 of them, so that's definitely a void we'll need to fill next season. Lakin Dempsey always played with a ton of energy, seemed to always be making something happen on the court. Always a very active stat sheet, helping the team in any category he could. Very tough kid, not afraid of a challenge. TJ Reed, great shooter for us. He was always looking for ways to improve. Gus Smith, another physical player, type of guy that's never going to back down. Very athletic, did some good things for us. Trevin Willingham, Mr. Consistency. You always knew what he's going to bring to the game. always going to do his job. There was games where he was our leading scorer and even our leading rebounder, always doing what he needed to help the team. A couple of recognitions we want to give. We want to congratulate Caleb Miller for being selected on the Pontotoc All-Conference team. Peyton Wood and Bryson Markovich were honorable mentions. We were Big 8 Conference Tournament runner-up. We were Big 8 Conference co-champions regular season. Caleb Miller and Peyton Wood were both selected to the Big 8 All-Conference team. Bryson Markovich was honorable mention. I want to give a big thanks to Coach Pritchard on everything he does. He's always willing to do whatever to help out. Great guy to be around. Thanks to Coach Wood for always for everything he does with the middle school teams. Always fills in where he's needed. Also, big thanks to our managers, Devin Morton and Ray Guerrero, film crew, Lene Sandlin and Riley Ardrey. They had other things they could have been doing, but they chose to be around the basketball program, and they were very dependable all season long. Thanks to Mrs. Anderson and everyone that helps out with the Booster Club. Thank you to the parents and administration for all their help and support throughout the season.
Hello everyone. First off, I want to thank the administration for the opportunity they were going to give me to coach baseball this year. Also, I wanted to thank the parents who was going to trust me with their student athletes this year. Unfortunately, as everybody knows, we weren't able to have a baseball season. I guess that means that baseball was undefeated and state champions. But my heart really goes out to these seniors who I know look forward to being able to perform on the baseball diamond and being able to play. And that's what I want to start off with is our seniors. The seniors that we were going to have that was going to play this year was Lakin Dempsey, Gus Smith, and Dylan Carter. Those three guys coming into the season, they knew that we were going to be a young team. We were going to end up having to start quite a few freshmen. And all I heard was a lot of positives that came out of those seniors' mouths and encouragement even to those freshmen, trying to get them ready for the upcoming season that we were going to end up having. And like I said, my heart goes out to those guys because, I know back when I was in school, you always look forward to that senior year and not being able to finish that senior year off with baseball is very discouraging. But anyways, those guys, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the attitude you came out with in practice every day that we were able to practice. And I'm going to miss you guys, and I really was looking forward to coaching you guys in baseball. So I hope the best for you. The rosters, obviously, our three seniors was Lakin Dempsey, Gus Smith, and Dylan Carter. The juniors that were going to play this year was Bryson Markovich, Tate Sweatfigure, Bud Whitby, and Kaiser McNew. We didn't have any sophomores that was going to play, but we skip over to the freshmen, which we have quite a few of those. John Mann, Jace Fulks, I don't know who he is, Blake English, Josiah Stevens, and Jesse Stringer. That was going to be the roster for this year, and they were all looking forward to playing this season. This year, something different that was going to happen in baseball that they hadn't been doing. I'm just going to kind of give you some updates of what it's going to be like for years to come. We was going to be in a district that the OSSA had put together. Our district consisted of Latta, Conowall, Preston, Drumright, Stroud, Mounds, and Okemah. I let the team know going into it, it was going to be a deal where we were going to have to show up every day, practice games, and we were going to have our A game on. The teams that I just read off was going to be a tough district, probably one of the tougher districts that was going to be around. But this team was ready to go give it their best and be a bulldog, and we always like those challenges and go into it proving people wrong. Some other things that we did is the baseball field. We did a lot of work on that. My philosophy as a baseball coach kind of stems from whenever I was playing. We always had to work on the field as players whenever I was playing, and we had a sense of pride in the field in the facilities and everything. And this team was not going to be any different. They helped me work on the field. They scraped grass off the infield. They brought in dirt to the infield into different places and helped out in the cages and everything. And eventually they were going to have a job that they would have to do each week in groups to take care of the field and all the parts of the facility. We were able to put some more turf diamond probe on the baseball field, actually helping out the dirt. Just going by what I've seen through the season that we would have had, I don't think we would have had a rain-out game with the stuff that we had on the field. We had that field looking real good and ready to go. And it makes me sick to my stomach every day that I drive out there and see that we weren't able to play on that field. But we had 2 new bullpen mounds put in. We also got the outdoor cage set back up and was able, through some money that the Booster Club gave us, was able to build 2 indoor mounds where, even when it was cold or raining, we were still getting our pins in indoors. We were also going to be, kind of new coach, new group. We were going to end up, we had new uniforms that we were hoping to show everybody. But like I said, there again, I just wish we would have been able to play. Thank you.
Hello once again, this is Coach Pritchard, and I'd like to talk about my Stratford slow pitch softball season this year. It was kind of short-lived. We only got to participate in 1 game this season, but we did win that game. And so at this time, I'd like to introduce my players for slow pitch softball. Seniors would have been Lainey Anderson, Angel Wood, Brooklyn Golden, Shyla Daniel. Juniors were Jimmy Joe Lemmings, Paige Chamberlain, Abby Phelps. Sophomores were Presley Pullen, Brenda Norton, Shaylee Terry, and Bryn Savage. And freshmen were London Anderson, Liberty Fires, Hollywood, Abby Clark, and Casey White. My assistant coaches were Sam Caton and Shannon Tice. And like I mentioned earlier, we only got to play 1 game this spring, but we were really looking forward to having a very successful season. We dropped down to Class 3A, and when the first rankings came out, we were ranked number 16. And so I was really looking forward to having a great spring and having an opportunity to make the state tournament again. I felt like we had a very strong team in which we could have been successful with our season. Looking forward to next spring as well. Got a good junior high group coming up, hopefully compete very well. Once again, I feel bad for the seniors who didn't get to compete, but I'm sure they'll tell you that they will miss that as well. One thing to mention, all-state selections for all-state slow pitch are this week also, and so I have nominated Lainey Anderson for all-state, and so hopefully we'll find out in a few weeks if she's received that recognition. But thank you very much. Hello, once again, I'm Coach Pritchard, and this time I'm here to present the Stratford High School Male and Female Athletes of the Year. Our first recipient will be the Male Athlete of the Year for 2019 through 2020, and it is Gus Smith. Congratulations, Gus. Our next male athlete of the year, we had a tie on the voting, will be Mr. Lakin Dempsey. Congratulations, Lakin. Our female athlete of the year is Miss Lainey Anderson. Congratulations, Lainey.